you, and good morning. I'd like to welcome all of you today to the 2011 Community Leadership Forum and Spark Awards ceremony. My name is Sharon Sprague, and I'm chairperson for the City of Glendale Citizens Advisory Commission on Neighborhoods. I'm very proud and honored to be here and be your MC today for this event. This year's theme, as you all know, is Taking Pride in Your Community. I hope you all enjoyed your breakfast. It was very good. We have a very exciting program for you today that includes comments by our Mayor, Elaine Scruggs, our annual Community Spark Awards ceremony, and you'll hear from the Glendale Civic Pride Ambassadors, who are the sponsors of today's Community Leadership Forum. Thank you very much. You'll also hear from two of Glendale's outstanding neighborhood leaders, who are both previous Spark Awards winners. You'll hear from the students from Desert Mirage Elementary School and their principal, who will focus on today's theme, Taking Pride in Your Community. First of all, I'd like to say that serving in the position of Mayor of Glendale since February of 1993, Elaine Scruggs has served on numerous regional boards and commissions. In addition, she has led significant change to Glendale from a small agricultural bedroom community to well-known international destination. Fostering leadership is also a great personal interest of Mayor Scruggs. She prides herself on being an advocate for residents and developed the very popular civic education program, Glendale University 101, which is now in its 14th year. Would you all please welcome Mayor Elaine Scruggs.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you so very, very much for being here, and thank you for taking pride in your community. We're so excited to be back at the Vineyard Church. I don't know if the pastor's still here, but I want to give a big, there you are, big shout out. Thank you for providing this wonderful venue for us. I mean, this is absolutely tremendous. Ever since we moved here, I think the event has gotten better and better every single year. Plus, it demonstrates the important role the faith-based institutions, along with others, play in developing our community here. I want to give also a special recognition. Kathy from Coffee, Tea, and Express. Did Kathy leave, or is Kathy still here? Matt said, you all know where it is, but I don't know if you all know where it is, and we want to send Kathy some business, and we want to bring business downtown Glendale. So you all know where our parking garage is, the new parking garage in downtown Glendale, yes? Yes. Okay. Right underneath in street level shops facing Palmer is Coffee, Tea, and Express, and Kathy is the owner of that, and she's the one that did our breakfast this morning. Got great sandwiches and salads and Danish and great coffee too. So anyway, send some business her way. You know, since we created the Neighborhood Partnership Office in the mid-1990s, residents and businesses have combined sweat equity, and people power to partner with us on neighborhood initiatives throughout our community. Park projects, right-of-way landscaping, entry monuments, accessible sidewalks, and driveway aprons are just some of the projects that have truly made a difference in neighborhoods throughout our city. And that all happened because many of you right here in the audience and many others all across Glendale's 56 square miles took the time to get out, talk with your neighbors, and define specific geographic areas that you were concerned about, decide what improvements you most wanted to have, and then helped make it happen by applying for grant assistance and applying some sweat equity. Now, we are all very, very disappointed that large grants, large financial grants, are not still available in the city of Glendale. But our standard of commitment to neighborhood strength continues with an even more powerful twist, we believe. Adults, children, faith-based organizations, schools, and businesses are combining efforts to adopt neighborhoods and to complete volunteer projects outside of their immediate geographic areas. This outreach is making a broader impact in our community. There's a very special African proverb that says, "I am because we are." We are together in our commitment to wanting to nourish and to build upon the strengths of every neighborhood across Glendale. In truth, we are one community. On June 14th, the council members and I reaffirmed our commitment to the vision of one community defined by a series of strategic goals. This is where it gets kind of boring, but it's really pretty important too, this whole goal-setting thing, because that sets the policy that the staff follows and implements and brings services to you in the community. The strategic goal that applies to the reason we are gathered here today is one community with strong neighborhoods. Now, I'll bet just about everybody in this room today remembers the television program, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And you probably remember that segment when Mr. Rogers would ask the question, "Who are the people in your neighborhood?" And then we'd see the milkman, we don't have milkmen anymore, and the baker and the postman, and we'd see the librarians and the teachers and everybody that makes up a community. And collectively, that diverse group of people, and we still have most of those in our community, can offer a wide set of perspectives on what one community with strong neighborhoods really means. And that is why our new focus on community initiatives in neighborhoods has such enormous potential. Community initiatives in neighborhoods. Not just neighborhood initiatives, but taking it further across all of Glendale. Today, we will be recognizing the accomplishments of individuals and organizations who have been the sparks that help our community to keep being the great place it is to live, work, and play. Their contributions all go beyond just one specific neighborhood. Their contributions demonstrate innovative approaches to support neighborhoods and to encourage neighborhoods to take ownership for improvements in these difficult economic times. Before I give a quick glimpse of some of the recipients who will be acknowledged later, I would like to recognize a few of our young and energetic helpers who are here today. First, I'd like to go back to a group that had to leave because they had another engagement, but the Glendale High School Honor Guard that brought our flags up today. I was talking with them ahead of time. 3 of them are seniors and 1 is a sophomore. I was talking about what they saw in their future after high school. And 3 of them said, "I'm going into the military." I was so surprised, and I said, "Well, you know, what made you think about that?" One said, "Well, I've been planning this since I was 12 years old." Another one said, I've decided this when I was 5 years old, and she wants to go into the military and then move on to the FBI. But they're very certain in what they want to do. Wow, is that service to the community? It certainly is. They're strong, focused, committed, determined. So how do your parents feel about this? Oh, they're not too happy. I said, "So what are you going to do about that?" "I'm going to go into the military. That's what I want to do. That's where I belong. I'll get an education there. I'll serve my country." Wow. Very, very, very touching. But also here today are the young people, young and energetic people who greeted and escorted many of us into the building, and they collected canned goods at the registration table, and they're the students from Desert Mirage Elementary School. Yeah, they came up here, led us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and we're going to be learning more about them later. But Desert Mirage School is an example of schools being part of our community partnership program now. Desert Mirage School is an active participant in the Desert Mirage Registered Neighborhood, championed by Mr. John Kaloji, who we all remember from Neighborhood Partnership, or the Commission on Neighborhoods fame, but John's been doing so much in our community for, I don't know, I'd say at least 15 years now. Thank you for the work you're doing with Desert Mirage School. Thank you. So Over the last year, the Desert Mirage Elementary School and the students not only worked on specific neighborhood projects, but they also chose to adopt the Desert Mirage Park, which is a park owned by the city of Glendale, by doing major cleanups and helping our city workers with maintenance and a watchful eye. And you'll see a presentation by this collective entourage later in today's program. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about somebody else, another Spark winner. She's the winner in the Young Leader on the Move category, and she reached so far out into the community to do great things. Her name is Melia Coury. Melia was involved in many, many, many different activities, but just one that I'd like to mention today that maybe she's most known for is she helped organize, produce, and dance in an all-district high school performance, all-district, not just her district, but all districts in the city, high school performance called Live It. The event raised $1,550, which was donated to Red Means Stop, a nonprofit that was planned after an accident took the life of an Ironwood High School student more than a decade ago. And really what kind of connects this and brings everything full circle is Melia organized this event to help raise money for the Red Means Stop organization, which was created by our own Frank Hines, also a member of the Glendale Commission on Neighborhoods. And it was Frank's daughter, Jennifer, that was the Ironwood student killed in that tragic accident, lunchtime accident, 10 years ago. And there's just something very moving and especially meaningful about a high school student now, 10 years later, raising money to bring awareness to a very serious problem that we have in the community as a whole, and tying it back to somebody who's a current commissioner. But Melia's individual initiative to make our community a better place through performance art and education is extremely significant. Another Sparks winner you'll be hearing about is Christ Church of the Valley. Christ Church of the Valley worked in many neighborhoods and parks on Martin Luther King Day last January, and their revitalization efforts went beyond the geographic boundaries of one neighborhood or one section of the city. Our entire community benefited from the generous volunteer efforts by members of Christ Church of the Valley, which actually is in Peoria. So wow, that's really going beyond your neighborhood and into throughout the community. But many Glendale residents are members of Christ Church of the Valley. A faith-based organization that is in Glendale is Faith Bible Church. And they also sparked an initiative that will be recognized today. They teamed with our city, with the YMCA and others to assist families in the Granada Estates neighborhood. And the Granada Estates neighborhood is not exactly the neighborhood of Faith Bible Church, but they needed assistance, and Faith Bible Church and the YMCA and the city reached out. Two individuals who will be honored today are Marianne Kempton of the La Fontana Heights neighborhood and Kay Kauser in the Casa Campagna Homeowners Association. As Theodore Roosevelt said, do what you can with what you have where you are. Do what you can with what you have where you are. And Marianne and Kay did exactly that. I also want to acknowledge the sponsor of today's forum, and Sharon mentioned them, the Glendale Civic Pride Association, which is a community-wide volunteer group that actually I began around the same time as the Neighborhood Partnership Office began. Glendale Civic Pride gives to our community by promoting and taking pride in the social, economic, and cultural vitality of our whole city. That's their mission statement they put on their website. But let me just tell you, I just was so excited when I read that Civic Pride had voted, their board had voted to support this organization today, because way back 15 years ago, where's Nancy? It was 15, 16, how many years? 16, almost 17 years ago, when I looked around, I thought, gee whiz, all the major cities in the valley have some sort of a civic pride group, a civic group of volunteers who are there to help promote what the city's doing, help other people feel comfortable in the city, do a variety of things. Glendale should have one of those too. Having no real idea of how this would all work out. But anyway, sent out a notice through our Glendale connection and invited everybody to show up. I think it was on a September day, it would be 17 years in September, at the American Graduate School, Thunderbird Graduate School of International Management. That's another one's changed its name so many times, but excuse me, students there, sorry. Yeah, we have 2 students from Thunderbird School of Global Management, right? Got it right now. Okay, and there were about 75 of us that showed up, and Nancy, who's the president now, and Al, you were there too, weren't you? Okay, who has been the president. They were there that day and said, yes, we see the vision and we want to do this. And through the years, the Civic Pride has changed in a lot of different ways, but they're really honing in now on how best to serve the community. And what Civic Pride is doing today by sponsoring this particular event, I think is, personally, I think is the closest to what you've all been striving to do for so many years. This really puts it directly on the mark, and we thank you so very much. So I'll put in a plug. Anybody that, and there's Angela in her red shirt, and Carl, and Nancy, and Jerry, and we have Glendale Civic Pride members throughout the room. If you're interested in being part of this wonderful organization, grab one of these fine people in the red shirts with the peacocks, and they'll be happy to sign you up. So thank you very, very much for taking pride and spreading pride in our community. And Dan Kahlberg will get up here. He's the vice president of Civic Pride. He'll be talking a little bit later, and he says, oh, you better be ready for what stuff I'm going to say, so I'm going to hold on to my seat here. But I hope these remarks have really helped to explain the name change for this annual event from Neighborhood Leadership Forum to Community Leadership Forum. And I hope all of you see the increased benefits of us going beyond the few blocks that make up our individual neighborhoods into our community as a whole. The name change to Community Leadership Forum is symbolic of your collective efforts to make a difference in the livability, and I would say the sustainability, of our entire community of Glendale. I'll end with this quote by Henry Ford. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. Thank you all for coming together, working together, and keeping together. You are making us successful. We love you all and can't thank you enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Scruggs, for your special comments and presentation. Now we'll move on to the annual Community Spark Awards, which I'm sure you're all excited about, to celebrate our wonderful Glendale residents, the volunteers, and businesses for their significant contributions to the City of Glendale. The Community Spark Awards program was established in 2000 by the Commission on Neighborhoods to recognize not only neighborhoods, but neighborhood leaders, businesses, faith-based organizations, and community groups. 5 selection categories were originally established and unanimously approved by the Commission. In 2007, we added a 6th category to focus on youth called Young Leaders on the Move. This year, we received 33 Spark Award nominations, which I think is incredible. As with each year, the Commission on Neighborhoods established a work group to review the nominations and to make recommendations to the full Commission for final approval. The work group consisted of 5 commissioners and 1 previous Spark Award winner. They were myself, Commissioners Sharon Brown, Barbara Cole, John Gears, and Frank Hines. Also, Mr. Ernie Molina, the principal at Northwest Christian School, joined us on the team. His students were winners in last year's Spark Award category of Young Leaders on the Move. In the end, everyone who was nominated is a winner in our eyes and has made great contributions to the City of Glendale. We want you to know that we appreciate all of your efforts in helping to make this a wonderful city to live in. Now, I would like to ask the mayor and all of the council members present to return to the stage, along with Polly Boffman, who is the City of Glendale Public Information Officer. Polly will announce the nominees and winners for the Spark Award categories. With each category, Polly will read the names of each Spark Award nominee and ask them to come to the stage one at a time to receive a recognition certificate. Then we'll take a group or an individual photo with the nominees for each category. The winner of each category will be announced and invited to the stage. So could I have Polly and Mayor, council members, please?